Hi, and welcome back to Sold by Vic. Today we'll be talking about the first-time homebuyers incentive set out by the Government of Canada. My name is Xavier Vic, and I'm here to help you on your real estate journey. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, invest, or rent, I'm always here to help. We'll get into everything right after the intro. So the first-time homebuyers incentive program, helping make homeownership more affordable. The first-time homebuyers incentive helps qualified first-time homebuyers reduce their monthly mortgage carrying costs without adding to their financial burdens. And you're probably wondering, how does this all work? We'll get it right into that. So for the purchase of an existing home, an incentive amount of 5% is available. For the purchase of a newly constructed home, an incentive amount of 5% or 10% is available to qualified buyers. The larger incentive amount is intended to help encourage the new home construction needed to address some of the housing supply shortages in Canada, particularly in our largest cities. The incentive basically enables first-time homebuyers to reduce their monthly mortgage payment without increasing the amount that you need to save for a down payment. There are no ongoing repayments that are required. The incentive is also not interest-bearing, and the homeowner can repay the incentive at any time without a prepayment penalty. I know this sounds too good to be true at this point. The shared equity mortgage means that the government shares in the upside and the downside of the value of your property. The incentive is intended to help first-time homebuyers with the purchase of their first home with the intent to occupy. Investment properties, unfortunately, are not eligible. Mortgages must be eligible for mortgage loan insurance through either Canada Guarantee, CMHC, or Genworth. The first mortgage must be greater than 80% of the value of the property and is subject to a mortgage loan insurance premium. The premium is based on the loan-to-value ratio of the first mortgage only. That is, the first mortgage amount divided by the purchase price. The incentive amount is included with the total down payment. Mortgage loan insurance premiums may be subject to provincial taxes, and it's very important to keep this in mind. In terms of borrower eligibility, you must be a Canadian citizen or a permanent resident or a non-permanent resident who is legally authorized to work in Canada. Incentives based on the property type. New construction has 5 or 10% available, and existing homes have 5%, or the resale of mobile home, which also has 5%. Minimum down payment requirement for 1 to 2 unit properties is 5% for the first $500,000 of the lending value and 10% of the remainder of the lending value from traditional sources of down payment. For 3 to 4 unit properties, the minimum down payment is 10% of the lending value from traditional sources of a down payment. For a 10% incentive, the maximum down payment is 9.99%, and for a 5% incentive, the maximum down payment is 14.99%. A traditional down payment comes from sources such as savings, withdrawals, collapse of a RRSP, funds borrowed against proven assets, or a non-repairable financial gift from a relative. A non-traditional down payment source, such as unsecured personal loans or unsecured lines of credit used to satisfy the minimum down payment requirement, is not eligible for the program, unfortunately. The combined mortgage and incentive amount cannot exceed 4 times the total qualifying income. The amount for the mortgage loan premium is excluded from this calculation. In terms of debt service, the maximum threshold is subject to requirements by both lenders and mortgage loan insurers' policies. And this is only applied to the first mortgage. The incentive will be a second mortgage on the title of the property with no regular principal payments and is not interest bearing. It also has a maximum term of 25 years. The incentive will have an equity-like payout, where the program will share in the upside and the downside of the property value upon repayment. The first-time homebuyer will be required to repay the incentive amount after 25 years or when the property is sold, whichever is earlier. The homebuyer can also choose to repay the incentive in full at any time without a prepayment penalty. Refinancing of the first mortgage will not trigger a repayment, and this is very beneficial. Calculation of a repayment amount. It's very simple. At the time of repayment, if a homebuyer receives a 5 or 10% incentive, the homebuyer would repay 5 or 10% of the home's value to the government based upon the home's fair market value. Thanks again for tuning in. I would really appreciate it if you could hit that like button down below, as well as subscribe to this channel. I will be putting out content very consistently on a variety of real estate topics. If you wanted to connect with me on social media, you could find me at Sold by Virk on both Facebook and Instagram. And if you wanted to connect with me directly, you can find all of that contact information at www.soldbyvirk.com. Thanks again, and I hope you have an amazing day. Take care now.